Paul here, and on this channel we do a ton of tech and gadget reviews, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can watch more videos just like this one. Now I do a ton of traveling, I've done a lot in the past. The most I've traveled is about 50 flights in 1 year. And the critical piece of gear is the carry-on luggage. That's what we're gonna take a look at in this video. I'm always looking for is one with spinners for wheels as well as the maximum space possible, which is really hard because the dimensions are crazy because they're all over the place depending on which website you look at. So we're gonna be providing a quick overview of all the pieces of luggage, which would be the Pro Max Lite 4, the Pro FlightPath, the Delsey Air Elite, as well as the Samsonite Aspire XLite. We'll be providing a quick overview and then seeing if they work at the airport, so let's check it out. Go to these times if you want to jump ahead to a specific topic in the video. First up is the Pro Max Lite 4. It measures 9 by 14 by 22.25. Sort of. What you're gonna find on it is that it's narrower than some of the other ones. It actually tapers from about 13-ish to 13.5, and then these bump out plastic pieces that attach the wheel at the bottom, that's where you get the 14 inches. So it's actually smaller than many of the other ones. And even on the front here, you can see that the main compartment actually tapers as you go up to the top to make room for the pockets on the front to keep it flat. But again, that's gonna reduce the inside amount. It does have nice pockets on the front that fold all the way out. So that's pretty good. Nice and useful. It's got also a separate pocket right here. You can put things in that are easy accessible, nice for documents and such. And then there's the main compartment. In the top here is another zippered area that you can put things in. And then there's also a zippered pocket inside with netting, and then the main compartment. The other thing with the Max Lite 4, and pretty much all the Travel Pro ones I've tried, is the handle takes a lot of room in this system. So I don't really like that because this is the main spot and the pockets are nice, but this is where I'm trying to put my shoes and other things. I want to stack them as well as I can. You can see that there is an expansion that starts here and goes around to about the same point on the other side, and that allows you to pack it a little bit more full. But the unfortunate part is this is where the taper is and it doesn't expand any at that point. Because I'll often use this if I buy extra stuff or just can't fit everything on the way home, and I'll just expand it and then check it. The handle on the top has a nice rubber grip on it, as well as a button. Feels very solid. Nice rails. I don't see any issues here even while twisting it. Very nice system. Overall, it's a decent suitcase, but those are my issues. Next up is the Pro FlightPath, which is very similar to the previous one we just talked about. I didn't mention this the last one, but they both have these kind of big plush handles on here. I don't like that. I'd rather it be more inset or lower profile because that also takes up room as far as dimensions and such. It also has a front pocket here that you can put documents in, a little deeper than the previous one, but it's set up in front of it and not behind it. The wheels on the bottom do look pretty nice, but overall it's a bit of a downer that they taper this because you do lose space in that main cargo compartment. And I'm sure they're doing that because of the extra pockets up here, but that's not my preference. This is the Delsey Air Elite, and it's a true 9 by 14 by 23. And yes, I said 23 inches, which is an inch larger than the recommended 22 by most airlines. And we'll see if that fits later. But what I like about it is it has inset handles here on both the top and the side. They're not sticking out extra. And there is no taper to this thing. It's a straight up just large compartment that gives you all that space. There's no bumpers on the side stealing that area, which is great. So what you'll find here is a large pocket, very similar to the Travel Pros, with the webbing to keep it from falling open. A front pocket, a little deeper than the Travel Pros. You can put your documents or anything else in there. I will say I do prefer how the Travel Pro has them at the top, because that's a little bit easier to access if you put documents and such versus down lower, but this one is deeper. And then there's the main compartment. This has a nice plastic area right here. You can see through it, a little foggy. You can put things in here, and a webbed area up here so you can separate them. And then inside, you have a full super deep compartment, and the handle doesn't take up much room. It looks just really nice, and then there's webbing as well to cinch everything down. So this is a really nice option here. What they also have is an expander that you can unzip here. I use that often if I'm gonna check it and I run out of room while I'm on travel. So this can expand just a little bit more and give you a little bit more room. One thing funny with the Delsey is that the handle is on the opposite side of the rest of them, and it opens backwards from the rest of them as well. I don't know why, not a big deal, but that's just something to note. The handle on it has a button that you press. You have nice chrome shiny rails. Feels pretty solid unless you twist it a little bit, but it's a pretty good handle. I don't see any issues there. So this is a nice option, but again, it's 23 inches, so we'll see in a little bit if this is gonna fit. This is a Samsonite Aspire XLite. This is a true 9 by 14 by 23 again an inch over the recommended amount for most airlines, and we'll see how that fits later. But this is another great option here. You can see on the front, what we have is a opening compartment of a decent size. At the top, you have an area that you can keep documents in, again handy. Neither of these are as large as the previous ones, but these are two nice compartments here. And then you have the main compartment. On the top, you have a zippered enclosed webbing area, as well as a plastic area to keep things such as your bathroom supplies. And then on the bottom, you have a very deep compartment with a nice webbing system in it as well that has actually some stretch to it. Try to pull everything together, but it's also extremely deep all the way around, which I like, and the handle does not take up much space. It feels very low profile in here, which means it's going to maximize exactly what I want. If you pull this red tab right here, what you're going to be able to do is unzip and expand the suitcase. Unlike the Travel Pros, which only expands at the bottom and the top remains intact, this one is opposite. It only expands at the top, and the bottom part from here back stays intact, which is not too big of a deal since this is a true 9 inches for the whole compartment, but I prefer the whole thing to expand. But this is nice if you want to check your luggage and you want to add extra stuff in there. As far as the handle goes, there's a button on the top, comes out to different stages, has a good feel to it, feels solid. No issues there. We're gonna try them out in the carry-on sizer bins from easiest to hardest. American Airlines was the easiest with two sides open as well as just a short bar in the front. You can see the outline for the vertical and horizontal, which they all fit just fine, with the Delsey and the Samsonite just squeaking by. The next hardest was Allegiant Air, which also had two sides open, but a full front plate, and they all fit as well. United Airlines had the hardest test with just the top open, and they all fit just fine with the Delsey and the Samsonite just squeaking by. You can see that there's just a little bit of extra room, but not much, but they fit, so they'd pass. Overall, these are all great options, and it really depends on what you want and what deals you can find. I'll put links to all of them in the description below so you can go check them out. For our family, it was a tie between the Delsey and the Samsonite, and the tiebreaker went to the Samsonite for us, but the Delsey is a great option as well. The reason is that main compartment and the size of it, where the Travel Pros are just a little bit smaller in all the dimensions, and that's just a deal breaker for me because I want as much room as possible. We were very concerned if it fit at the airport, and all of it fit just fine, so there's no big deal there. We also ran into an agent who said, yeah, as long as it fits and it's pretty close, we'll let you through with it. So our family's gonna go with the Samsonite and perhaps pick some different colors. Let me know in the comments below which one you would pick, or if you have a different piece of luggage that's your favorite. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to watch more videos just like it. This has been Paul trying out 4 different suitcases. Thank you for watching.